How's it going, Pokemon fans? CJ here from the JollyMonz YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be bringing you our first deck profile from, what's it called, Crimson Invasion? Yeah, that sounds right, Crimson Invasion. And when the set first dropped, the first card I immediately wanted to try was Buzzwole-GX, because one of my favorite decks back when it was in Standard, or one of my favorite cards, was Lander CX. So once I saw this, and read its first attack, which is very similar, or it's actually like almost word for word the exact same thing. In fact, it probably is. I immediately want to try this card. Buzzwole-GX, 190 HP, 1 fighting energy, 30 damage, and then 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Pretty good. This is a fighting type Pokemon, so now that we have Zoroark-GX is gaining popularity, and I believe there's still some Zorkoark running around. You're hitting two of the biggest Pokemon in the format for double damage because they're weak to fighting, and you're fighting. So this can easily become, well, just right off the bat, 1 fighting energy can become 60 to the active, 30 to the bench if you're attacking one of those two Pokemon, and then we can just escalate that damage even more. But for the rest of the attacks, 3 fighting energy, 160 damage, but this Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. Excuse me. That drawback isn't as big as you would think, because really you won't be using Knuckle Impact as often as you think. 3 fighting energy, not too easy to get in play. It's possible, but really this attack will usually be either your last attack that you use to finish off the game, or you're immediately just gonna switch it out at the beginning of the following turn. Or it might just even get knocked out. Who knows? Because, 3 energy, Gardevoir, it's pretty easy. But anyways, I digress. You won't be using Knuckle Impact as often, but it is still a pretty decent attack. Especially with strong energy. We're a fighting deck. We play strong energy, of course. Absorption GX. I have yet to use this attack. But 40 damage times the number of your remaining prize cards. So if you have 6 prizes, it does 240. 4 would be 160. So I can't imagine that I'll be using this too often, but the option's there. Now I based the other Pokemon off of Buzzwole's weakness. He's weak to Psychic, and I immediately thought Garbodor would be an issue. And I know a lot of people have been doing like Buzzwole-Garbodor, but then I see that as all of your Pokemon are weak to Garbodor. So I'm trying to partner that kind of remedies that, and the Pokemon that I'm pairing with it is my own Zorkoark-GX. You have the trade ability, so just discard a card, draw 2 cards. This kind of helps us get around our item count, because we're not having to throw a bunch of items into our discard. We're not having to rely on Sycamores. We can just use trade, discard something that's not an item that we don't need to draw 2 cards. Hopefully find what we need. And the other big thing that I'm using this is because it's a resistance. Just a moment, I need coffee. It's too early. It resists Psychic, so Garbodor can't one-shot you as easily. It can't even do that much damage as easily, because if you play it right, you have the resistance, and then you're trading non-item cards for cards that you need. But then his attack, 2 colorless, so double colorless energy, we're playing those. 20 damage times the number of your Pokemon in the play. 5 bench plus your active, you can hit 120. With Choice Band, you max out at 150. So we're spreading around some damage a little bit, and then this can easily just come in and start one-shotting stuff. Like, you hit something on the bench 2 times, and then you can just come in, ride his beating, finish it off. That's kind of what the deck is going for, just spreading a lot of damage and then taking some easy knockouts later on. Or just picking off weak Pokemon on the bench early on. That's one thing that I've tried to keep in mind when doing this, is I'm trying to spread around a lot of damage. so that they can't really just Acerola stuff back up to just erase all the damage. They have to, you know, deal with damage on multiple Pokemon. We also have the Zoroark, the stand-in Zoroark, just as a one-of. I guess I should have been mentioning how many of each card we're playing, or if you can't see already. We're playing 3 Buzzwole, and 3 of the Zorkoark-GX, and then 1 of the stand-in Zoroark, just because the stand-in ability could come in handy. We don't really want to discard our energy, because, you know, 2 energy retreat, 2 energy retreat. And we're not playing too many energy in this deck, so we don't really want to discard them. So stand-in can come in handy. It's also a 1-prize attacker. Mind Check isn't that bad of an attack. 2 colorless, 10 damage plus 30 more for each of your bench Pokemon. So 5, you can hit 160. That's Facebook. I forgot I have Facebook open. I'm going to close that out right now. Okay. Mind Jack, as I was saying, you can hit 160 damage. So, and then it still has the resistance, but you're a 100 HP Pokemon. One of the other attackers we have, 2 Tapu Koko. Just, you know, another Pokemon to spread around some damage. 20 damage each of your opponent's Pokemon on a 1-prize attacker for DCE. And it has free retreat. That also comes in handy when you're making Guzma plays. And then, you know, we have the 3 Zora. I've been using the Moonlit Madness one. I see a lot of people using the new one. I forget what the new one does. I think it's like 1 energy, 10 damage. I don't know. I just been using this one. I haven't switched over yet. I don't know. I don't think the Zora matters too much, but I'm thinking maybe the new one's better. Then we have 3 Lele. Wonder Tag. Search for any supporter when you put it in play. Obviously, you want to play this turn 1 to get Bridget, and then later on just grab whatever supporter you need. Speaking of supporters, we have, like I said, the one of Bridget, like most decks. Draw supporters, we have 4 Sycamore, discard your hand, draw 7. 4 N, shuffle your hand if you have stuff you don't want to discard but you need new cards. Or if you want to put your opponent down to 2 or 3 cards if they're, you know, ahead of you on prizes. 4 Guzma. Again, this group of cards right here is just kind of staple at this point, like the Bridget, the Guzma, the N, the Sycamore. I think every deck, well, almost every deck, is going to be playing these. I added a 1 of Lily, just to have another draw supporter. I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have, but I don't think I need it. I think if I needed to add something else, this might be one of the first cards I take out. One card I've been thinking of adding is Espeon-EX. Since I'm spreading around a lot of damage, just de-evolve something, get a knockout. I mean, this is a very rough draft, though. I mean, I literally started on this like 2 hours ago. So, I might take out Lily for an Espeon, or I might take out something else. I'll go over possible changes at the end of the deck at the end of this video. I got the 1 of Bridget, 3 Acerola, mostly because all of our Pokemon usually require just 1 energy attachment. Buzzwole, you just need 1 fighting energy. Koko, just need 1 DCE. Zoroark, it's an evolution, but it only needs 1 energy. Like if you already have a Zora in play, you bring up your Zoroark, evolve the other one, attach an energy, attack. Mostly in here for the Buzzwole. Like I said, 1 energy, or yeah, 1 energy attacker. Excuse me. If they've damaged it a lot, you can just deny a prize, pick it up with Acerola. Bring up like your Koko or something with a float stone. Attach an energy, retreat back into the Buzzwole, keep attacking. And that's all for the supporters. I'm playing 4 Potown, just because there's a lot of evolution decks in the format, and I really love this card against them. I'm actually just starting to love this card in general. The only bad matchup I've had this in against is like, I don't know, Volcanion. But like Gardevoir, Greninja, Garb decks, Zoroark decks, this helps spread damage because you're already spreading damage with Buzzwole, Tapu Koko, If they're evolving under Po-Town, they're taking an extra 3 damage counters on all their Pokemon they evolve. So we're really spreading around a lot of damage. We have 4 Ultra Ball, of course. I think that's just another staple. 2 Rescue Stretcher. Normally I would just play 1, but because of trade, I could see myself discarding a pretty decent amount of Pokemon. So I'm playing a second one. Field Blower. Again, I think this is normally a 1 of in most decks, but against like Garbodor, I want to keep my trade available, so I'm playing a second Field Blower. The second Field Blower is another card that I might take out if I wanted to add in something else. Just something to keep in mind. 1 Special Charge. We're playing 4 Special Energy in the deck. I can't. That's wrong. We're playing 8 Special Energy. 2 4-ofs. So, yeah, 4 strong, 4 DCE. We want to shuffle this back in whenever we get the chance. For the tools, 2 Floatstone. It's useful to put on stand-in Zoroark, because you can just stand in, retreat, go into whatever. And then, that's pretty much it. This has free retreat, so like, if you Guzma, you can just bring in the Coco, retreat out. And then we're playing 3 Choice Band, just because it helps you hit decent numbers with this. Helps you hit better damage, first of all. And my phone is blowing up. Where was I? Oh, yeah. And then our energies, 4 Strong Energy, additional 20 damage on your fighting Pokemon's attack. 4 Double Colorless, just provides 2 energy for our Coco and our Zoroark. And then 2 Fighting Energy, just because I feel like the 4 Strong Energy just isn't enough Fighting Energy. Now, what's really good about this card is, you know, you have the Jet Punch attack, 30-30. You can attach Choice Band to make it 60 to the active and 30 to a bench. Pretty good. If you attach Strong Energy, you're doing 80 to the active and 30 to a bench. So just 80 damage, 1 energy, and 1 tool, of course, right there. And then, of course, you can just play another Strong Energy to make it 100 damage to the active and 30 to a bench. If you attach, like if you're playing against a Drampa, 1 Strong Energy, Choice Band, 80, 160 damage, 30 to a bench. It's 2-hit knockout, easy. So, I mean, this deck is pretty great at just applying a lot of spread damage really quickly, early on. Whether it be 30 to 2 different Pokemon with Buzzwole, or just 20 to everything with Tapu Koko. If they're an evolution deck, you want to put Po-Town down as early as possible. That's why we're playing 4 of them. It kind of messes with you when you're trying to evolve into Zoroark, but usually the evolution decks are going to try to get rid of Po-Town as early as possible. So like if you play Po-Town turn 1, they might even just like Field Blower at turn 1 to try to prevent, you know, any damage if they went first, of course. But like, you can use that turn where like they Field Blowered it away to then evolve and then put your Po-Town back into play. So that's pretty useful. Yep, aside from that, you're just trying to do a lot of spread damage early on so they can't like use their Acerola to just blank everything you've done. And then come clean up with either, you know, your Knuckle Impact attack or one of your Zoroarks. And that's pretty much going to be it for the deck profile. When you're watching this, the other video should be up where I'm playing some games with it. If it is, a link will be down in the description. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, stay jolly.